Hello, everyone. Welcome to everybody here, everybody in the future watching this later. I'm happy to be with you as always. Let me just write a quick welcome message in the chat. Welcome. Please say hi if you like. Can you hear me well? Hello, Prashun. Wow, great to see you. Glad you could make it. Good morning. Good evening to me, actually. So today we're gonna work on some orchestral sort of stuff in the video game-y, film-y sort of realm. You can hear me well? Okay. Spent most of my evening putting together an electric kit using your samples video as a guide, and holy cow, drum sounds way better. Wow, that's amazing. That's so good to hear. Thanks. Good morning. 4:30 a.m. everyone. Shamkar, early breakfast. Oh my goodness. 4:30 a.m. Welcome, Shamkar. It's great to see you. And welcome, Micah. Okay, so yeah. I was just listening to a bit of music from Ori, the game, which is just, if you have not heard that soundtrack to either of the Ori games, please listen to it. It is gorgeous, unbelievably gorgeous. So I don't know if I'm going to make something quite like that, but I was just listening to it to kind of put my mind in the mood, so to speak. So today I'm going to be using only stock instruments, which is actually, it just never happens for me. Just been collecting instruments, of course, like everybody over the years, right? So I have a lot, and that's usually what I use. Thomas, hello. Wow, great to see you. Welcome. And so, yeah, I'm going to be having some fun today using the built-in instruments in Studio One. And we're just going to have to see what happens because they have their limitations in certain ways, especially orchestrally, I would say. And so that's kind of a fun game too, is like, how do we work with what we have here to do something great? And that's kind of, hopefully that's the goal. Okay, that's the goal. Hopefully that's the result. Hopefully I can achieve that. Okay, so let's just get into it. The image I had in my mind for my fictional video game here, at least the fictional level in my video game that I'm going to be working from, is a city, a cloud city made of crystal. That's what I'm envisioning. A crystal city floating in the clouds. I want to play that in a game, so if you know a game where that happens, please let me know. Otherwise, here comes the music for that. So let's see what we can do. I'm just going to think for a moment on the type of sound that I imagine for this, both in terms of instrumentation and in terms of like scale or mode, basically. My first impression is that I'm going to do something Lydian, because to me that has a kind of floaty, spacey vibe to it, and it's one of my favorite sounds, and I think that it will fit that kind of scene pretty well if I can get it going. And I want to begin with some kind of high element, maybe piano, maybe harp, maybe something like that, or combined, probably combined. And then also something very low, like a bass or a cello holding something. And we're just gonna give it a shot. First, let me think about my tempo here. And by the way, if anyone ever has questions or wants to contribute to the composition, or you think I should change something, or you like something about it, or whatever, please let me know. I'm very open to chatting with you. You know, I'm much prefer having that versus me just like monologuing for 2 hours. Like I kind of do that anyway, but it's also super cool to chat with everybody. Okay, so a tempo. Okay, so you like my monologues. That's great. Well, hopefully everyone doesn't mind them. I'm glad that you like them. Let's try a... Ooh, that's a slow one. Oh my God. 63. My metronome's never down that low. I don't know why. Maybe it should be. And I want to keep it there. I mean, I could, of course, double it. And in certain ways that has its advantages. If you don't know that, some people, when they're producing, will double their tempo so that you get better grid resolution, especially if you're doing like hip hop or genres like that, where you have very fine divisions to make. you can double your tempo, and then it's easier to make like tight moves. But for me, I'm not going to be making too many tight moves, I don't think. Well, okay, I'm always making tight moves, but you know, not needing to change my tempo anyway. So let's start with just something low. Okay, so we're going to need a string section for sure in here. I'm just using like a quick template of stock plugins that I built today. I have a template guide if anyone wants to watch that at some point, but I used that to build this today, and I've got a bunch of presence iterations hidden over here, so we're going to pull them out and we're going to turn them into a string section. So let's just enable all of these actually for now. And if you don't know, one of the most important things to do if you're trying to get an authentic orchestral sound is to not use whatever they're called, ensemble patches, where you play chords like a string patch and you play the chords all on one patch. If you just split it up like an actual string section, then you can pan them and everything, you have all the individual lines playing instead of like as a big block, man, it's just so much better, because obviously that's what happens in real life. So we're going to do that first, which means each of these needs to be a type of string. So the first one will be violin, and I assume that we can use violin full with key switches. Let's just see. Oh, I guess the only thing is that it doesn't have legato. That's kind of a bummer. So if you don't know, legato patches, they help you make smooth transitions between notes to make it sound like a single instrument is playing it rather than like, the notes fading in and fading out again. You can slide between them with glissando and whatever. But in the full patch, for some reason, it doesn't load the legato samples, so they're two separate patches. So that might mean we end up actually having to double every instrument. Like if you look at a film composer's template sometimes for their like composing sessions, it's insane the amount of instruments they have built into it. Like every articulation of every type of instrument. You know, they'll have like violin legato, violin staccato, violin piccato, violin pizzicato, violin tremolo, you know, every different articulation you can think of, all on separate tracks for every single instrument in the orchestra. It's like hundreds of tracks sometimes I see in these things. That's mad. It's actually awesome, but it's also crazy. So we'll make this one violin legato, and this one will be 350 tracks right now for you. Oh my God, that's amazing. I would actually love to see it sometime. If you could, like, I don't know, screen capture it or something, and yeah, that would be cool. Okay, we're actually gonna get another violin. We're gonna have violins 1 and violins 2, as they normally do. And then we'll have viola. I know that picking instruments is not the most interesting thing in the world. Sorry about that. Hi, stranger. Good to see you. It's always so funny when I say that, hi stranger, but that's actually his name. Cellos. So yeah, if you don't know, standard would just be 2 violins, a viola, cello, and bass. Okay. Yeah, lots of folders for sure. Wow. Okay, so let's just name these quick. This is violin 1, and I'll put an L for legato, because in case I have to do another set, I need to know that. This is viola, legato, this is cello, this is bass. Okay. Can you hear that fine? I don't think I have my room correction on. Nope, so you should be good. Hear it well, okay, great. Yeah, okay, it'll be interesting working with these samples there, I can tell already. It's gonna be a fun challenge. It's nice to have limitations like that sometimes, you know, working just with whatever. I mean, I'm spoiled in the amount of instruments I have to work with normally, so being limited is actually, like, I think one of the best ways to breed creativity, should you want to do such a thing. I'm just going to already put them into a reverb just to get a nice sound. So let's actually enable open air It's a convolution reverb, so we can probably just get like a actual impulse response from a hall, and we'll be off to the races already. So a concert hall, well, that just sounds fine. Probably the most boring choice I could have made, but you know, it's kind of accurate in this case, right? We're going to turn the reverb off on all these instruments. Okay. And let's use violin 1. Oh, it's going to sound so rough when it's dry. Okay. So yeah, let's just put it in a send. Or maybe we can even send, we'll just do this. We'll just make a bus for all of the strings. And we'll just send the reverb from the bus. String bus. How's that? A bus full of strings. Doesn't everybody think about that when they first learn about buses? A bus? I know what a bus is. I do not want an insert. I want a send. Verb 1. Ooh, that's big. No, don't like the sound of that so much. Let's change that patch. Let's try deep blue. Wow. A huge, dense hall. Oh my God, that is actually pretty huge. A natural hall. Organic hall. That actually might do if I had turned down the send. It's still pretty big. We'll just start there for now anyway. Okay, so let's get into it. And the first thing I want to do is just get a low bass note. And we should pick a key, actually. So I want to pick a key, a major key is what I need. I don't often write music in major these days. Wow, man, I think every song I've done recently on stream or anywhere else has basically been in minor constantly. So a major key would be great. I will sip my water. B flat major. Nick, welcome. Thank you. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna hit a B flat note, this guy. How well do you respond to velocity? Does this patch? Oh, I should know that. Does the mod wheel work with these patches? Oh, it does vibrato. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that. It doesn't matter at this moment, but I actually want my mod wheel to control my volume, which is much more useful to me, unless they have another way of doing it. Maybe someone knows on these string patches, do they have a different way of doing that? I haven't used these particular patches to make something, but we can just change it in here. Mod wheel. Here we go. Expression does the amp level. I might just change these. I might have this be expression and then this be mod wheel. Is that doing anything? Oh, I see. Whoa, it needs to be way stronger of an effect than that, I think. Damn. Okay, we got to figure that out. So this is already my first problem to solve here. I'm really trying to have all the volume be controlled by the mod wheel. I don't want the velocity of the key to change change the volume of the patch. So I'm going to turn this velocity knob all the way off. And so, oh my God, sorry, that's now like hella loud. Let's bring this down. So aggressive. Now, do they have different patches or different samples for different velocities? They have a couple different samples there. Maybe it's all the same. Anyway, now the mod wheel is not having a big enough effect. So I wonder how we can increase that. How can we increase that? This might be a stupid idea, but it also might just work. Yeah, and now if we turn the whole patch way down. Hey. Okay, that works way better now. Cool. Well, that's great to know. I should probably, like, actually, you know what I'm just gonna do is, unless I'm like tripping on this and someone knows something I don't, that this is a bad idea, please tell me that. But I'm actually just gonna save this as this patch now. I'm gonna update this preset so that every time I select this, now it has this built into it, because I actually much prefer it. We'll do that with the other ones as well in a second, but for now, we're gonna get a, oh, some of these notes just really don't sound that great. We're just gonna get this low B flat. And we're just gonna hold it for like, what was our tempo? It was like very slow. For this whole 5 or 4 bar section, we'll just have the low B flat. And this is just gonna be working as the tonic of the key, and we're just gonna play some pretty Lydian stuff over the B flat. And it's a cool technique to have, to hold one note for a long time, kind of like a pedal tone, because it's, you just get so engrossed in it. I get so engrossed in it, and it becomes my whole world if I don't ever hear a bass note changing, that when the note finally does change, it's like, oh, now you did it. Now it feels amazing. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so just in case velocity does do anything, I'm just gonna pull this down, and we're gonna be having to use our modulation all the time, but we'll start at like pretty low. Great. And then we're gonna get a harp and a piano playing together on some Lydian, B-flat Lydian stuff here. So this is my string section. I should probably just put them together in a folder. These are the strings. And then here, I think there's a harp in here, and I don't think it's in this main section anywhere. I believe it's in the artist instruments. Put it in percussion. Yeah. And I have no idea of the quality of it. So let's see. Harp. Interesting. Wow. Okay, we're gonna need to like do some work on this. Okay, there's a few things that we can do to already add realism to this patch. Yeah, it's nice, but it's too stiff feeling for me and too much of the same samples. I need to have some way to vary them a little bit, and I think I know how. I feel like this velocity is hardly making a difference. Is there like a compressor on here or something? No. Okay, anyway, so we're just going to try something. We're going to use LFO1 to control the sample start. And, well, what is shift? Ah, awesome. Okay, let's do that. LFO1, you didn't like it when you tried it. Yeah, well, we're going to fix it right now. LFO1 is going to control the, oh, do we have something else that we could do, like random? No. Okay, fine. So LFO1 is going to control the sample shift parameter. Please let me do that. Oh, you're not going to let me do that, are you? Goddamn. Pitch. That's so unfortunate. They don't give you those controls. Or maybe, I guess you probably have to get the like special version of it, hey? Love seeing how you improve the stock settings. It was disappointing me. Yeah, totally. Well, okay, so I can't do it this way, but I will at least explain the idea that I'm trying to go for, and then we'll see if we can do it in a different way. I need to artificially inject a bunch of randomness into the onsets of the notes so that they don't always sound the same when you trigger it. So we're going to use an LFO in this case. I would rather have, like on another synth, you could have like a random parameter. So every time you hit the key, it just like sets to a random value somewhere, which is like the way you want to do it. In this case, we can just use an LFO that's slowly moving and attach it to some kind of parameter that will change the tone of the sound when it gets first hit. So every hit has a slightly different onset to it, if you know what I mean. I also would have loved to have you like my glasses. That's hilarious. Thank you. I also wanted to have it on the sample start mod so that it would not start at the very beginning of the sample. It might be like a few a millisecond into it, you know, something like that. Pitch fine tune could be great as well. So all these parameters would have actually been amazing to be able to modulate them. I'm kind of like stunned actually that I can't modulate those things. Right? Okay, well, whatever. So what can we do? That's the question. I should have looked there first. Did you notice that with Studio 1.5.1 in the MIDI, it does not show the note name anymore? Ah, okay, well, let's see. That's a cool way to make a round robin. Exactly, Thomas. That's exactly right. I'll check that out in a second. Steel toe. So, okay, we can control the attack of the amp. We can control... Okay, that doesn't matter. The pitch. Okay, well, at least we're going to do the pitch. And we're going to overdo it at first. This is... and there's my harp. Actually, right? I should just do that. Right? This is what the stream's like, people. This is the only kind of music I make. Oh my goodness. Alien trip harp, yeah, exactly. Maybe I should save that patch and just call it that. Sounds like bouncing off clouds. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should do that at some point. But anyway, I'm gonna bring this way, way in. Yeah, he is. And what I'm gonna listen for right now is the rate of the LFO. Thinking about how fast should it be going so that you don't really like hear it going, wow, 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 if one note's holding. But enough that notes have different onsets. So let's just see. It needs to be very, very fine. Because, or else it's just gonna sound like lo-fi if I make it too twisty. Yeah, it's too twisty. Oh man, it needs a lot of work. Okay, so we'll take that. We could also potentially take LFO2 and control the, hey, there's like a new genre, hey, lo-fi orchestral music. Hey, maybe that's my next song. That's actually a pretty sick idea. I wonder what that would be like. Like actually orchestrated stuff with beats and it's like lo-fi sluggy stuff. Okay. We're going to do the filter cutoff, and we're just going to move this around with do it, yeah. So we'll do, again, I'll do it extreme so we can hear it. Oh, we got to turn the rate up. So now the cutoff is okay, it's not moving that fast, moving very, very slowly. Now this cutoff knob is just turning up and down with the LFO, right? Much slower than I'm moving my hand, but you can hear the effect. So now again, we have to decide how fast it should be. If it's too slow, then like a bunch of notes in a row will start sounding dark, and then a bunch will start sounding bright. It needs to be like, yeah, fast enough that it's every note. Oh my goodness. And then turn it down a crazy amount. Have this basically. That's more like what I want. Fabian, thank you. How are you? The velocity on this honestly feels like it's not working. I just touched the key and it's like bang. Except for this one. Yeah, what's up with that? That's actually super weird. Because if I turn this off, it obviously, yeah, it's ridiculous. But like the velocity curve on it or something is like really steep. Oh, can you change that in here at all? No, again, that's probably like a thing you need the better version for. You can buy an upgraded version of this Presence if you didn't know, right? And you get like much more control and you can put your own samples in and all sorts of stuff. I don't have it because I'm not quite there in my nerdiness when it comes to making samples, but like one day I will be there. Okay, so I think that's kind of the only two main parameters we can control to make this sound better. I can actually hear the pitch changing a little bit, so I need to, need to speed it up a bit. What's this set to? Like 1. Okay. And I'm also gonna just change the amp envelope a little bit. The notes ring out a lot. And the end of the note is so static. Once it hits there, it's just, you know, just stays. It sounds so digital. So we're just gonna bring the decay down. Oh, okay. I see they're copying release and decay. So we're gonna bring the release down. More like that. And the decay down as well. What's this at? 2.8 and 2.8. Then actually, you know what we'll do too is make the cutoff go down over time as well, so that, in fact, can we just grab the amp envelope to do that? No. Oh yeah, you can, great. Amp envelope controls the cutoff of the filter. So then, now what's gonna happen is wherever this is set is going to be the minimum point it's going to get to. It's going to follow this curve, and when it's at the bottom, it's going to be at wherever this knob is set. So if I pull this down to here, it will follow the curve and hit, oh sorry, I need to put this up. Bow, right? You can hear the filter moving if I put the resonance up. Bow. So now we can just use this to find what is how dark do I want the sound to get? And I do that by just turning this off for a minute. Not that dark. Maybe like that. And then I push this up until it basically gets to its full capacity. Just to turn this off. Sorry for the annoying thing here, hitting this note over and over again. I'll change the note for you. Oh God, it's just not very nice. Okay, well at least it's getting better. When we put a reverb on it too, it's gonna make a big difference for sure. The last thing I have to do is just get this or at least I would like to get this velocity to work, because it's really like not, if I just do it again, does it, if I just say over here, I do the same thing, velocity controls the amp level. That might actually be better. Okay, no, I don't think so actually. Damn. Damn. Just takes no pressure and they just got triggered. Is there any other way to control that in here? The thing about playing this kind of music is that you want to be able to like express yourself. I got the weighted keyboard right, you want to get the feeling, but if the velocity is not right, it's really hard to get it. Yeah, damn. Okay, well, I'm just going to leave it for now and see if we can figure it out later. PSO have a more expressive harp, I bet. Yeah, I've actually thought about picking that up too, the Persona stuff. Do you have it, Shamkra? I'd be curious. I think a Celeste would be a cool melodic instrument, and Crystal Cloud City, absolutely, absolutely. We got to be in that. We're gonna maybe that's gonna happen right now too. Actually, now that we talk about it. Okay, so this is gonna be my harp, and we're just gonna do a quick EQ job here to. Oops, sorry. Oh man, this sucks to play. Damn. The response is so bad on it. It's kind of nightmarish, honestly. Okay. Anyway, let's put the reverb on it. My goodness. Is there a keyboard velocity curve per instrument, or is it set globally on the MIDI controller? You can do it in the software as well. It just depends on if it lets you in the synth. Like in Serum, you can change your velocity curve, and in many instruments, actually, in Omnisphere, you can do the same. Is there a way to do it in Studio One? I wonder if you can do it on a per track basis. I don't actually know that. That seems like too advanced for what would be in here, maybe, but I don't think so. That would be cool though. Velocity. So you can multiply your velocity. I see. Anyway. Okay, let's make it happen. We've got our B flat thing ringing out. And this harp is hella loud. Actually, this thing is super quiet. I just don't know how loud it's. Let's see that. How loud at full volume. Just to get my gain staging a little bit here. Okay, it's, yeah, still pretty low, but that's fine. Let's bring this down to here maybe. Okay, so now we're just going to think about a kind of melodic phrase here that it'll be a kind of repeating ostinato-y sort of thing, and then under that we can start to move a melody maybe at some point, or I'm not sure yet. We're going to see. So again, B flat Lydian was the key we decided on. Give me my harp, please. I wrote hard. That's an upside down P, actually, upside down and backwards. That's actually pretty hip. It's the hard. It's just, you know, fancy. Okay, B flat Lydian. B flat Lydian dominant, that would be cool. So that's the sort of sound. It's not going to sound quite as scary as I made it sound there. Let's just loop this. And turn down the volume on my harp a little bit. Okay, so let's think here. That. Yeah, that Lydian note is just hitting me wrong right now. I like this. Okay, so can I play it? Sure. Oh my goodness. Quite the notes I was looking to hit, but most of them are pretty good. Some rough timing in there. Okay. So I'm just going to fix the most egregious timing issues, because if this thing's going to be repeating over and over again, I want to make sure that it's somewhat nice to listen to. And then we're going to have to deal with the velocity, because like I said, wow, it's hard to make it sound pretty, so we'll just work on that. The new Frozen soundtrack. Okay, so when you have a late note, a note that's late coming into a note that's early, that's a bad scene. Like that. Okay. velocity stuff. I'm just actually pull it all down. Wow, at the bottom of the velocity ramp here, it just makes huge changes, and at the top it makes no change. It's kind of weird. So what we're gonna do is just compress it to compensate for that a little bit. So why are we compressing? Just because the dynamic range is too great. It gets too loud, too quiet, and it's hard to control it. So we're just gonna artificially control it like this. Very snappy sound, don't need a very short release though. And yeah. Can hear it a bit too strongly. Let's see, let's bring this down and let's dig in a little bit deeper. Some still really weird velocity hits in there in terms of like the actual feel of the thing. Don't like any of it. Well, okay, I like this thing. I just don't like that note. Okay, let me just go one more time over the velocity, and then we're gonna move on to the piano part. These just go so low. I see now how I actually want it to feel. I want to be accenting beats 2 and 4. Yeah. I'll leave it as the G for now. I'm not quite sure what I want there. Okay, so, oh, I don't have a limiter in here. Okay, just to make sure we don't blow our ears off here. My threshold, I'm gonna go for, okay, let's just, this is interesting, I see, okay. So, okay, this is even just fine. Let's go down a decibel. Okay, so we're going to take a piano now, piano. We can do the Glockenspiel. No, Glockenspiel Celeste, but we'll do the piano first. So let's go piano, and we'll just go acoustic piano full. I think I'm probably gonna want, just literally has the cutoff pulled down on it. Yeah, okay. I noticed that the Studio One piano often has its release too tight, and it's a very weird sound. This patch is so quiet. So quiet, jeez, compared to the other ones. Don't want to hate on it too much, you know, but still, come on. Oh, velocity curve, look at that. I wonder if that's on the harp as well. That would be sick. Okay, yeah, the release on these things is too short. Listen to how fast it dies. Sorry for the noise on my hammers on the piano. But that's like what a real piano sounds like. Right? That little tail on the end? No, and up here it's even worse. Yeah, what's going on there? The release value is not applying to those keys. It is. Huh. It's like applying unevenly across the keyboard. Damn. Okay, well, we'll just get the main meat of the piano right. And we'll see what we need to do later. Okay. Yeah, as it gets lower, the release is scaled to be longer for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. So, let's give it a shot here. All I'm going to do, actually, just to see, is I'm going to let them play in unison first. Can't even hear it. Cannot copy the send. What? What? Okay. Good morning, Max. Warm greetings from Castrop-Rauxel, a town in North Rhine-Westphalia. Wow. This is the most populous state in the west of Germany. Wow. Amazing. Welcome, Frank. Good to see you. Again. The hammer on that piano. Knock, 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 knock. Man, I might have to try one of the other pianos because it's just tough to work with. We can just, I'm going to save this one as it is. Update the preset. And then we're going to try the full. Yeah, let's start with that. Okay, so. Okay, now I'm going to grab for sake of time, we're going to use some tricks. We're going to use a quick humanize on the piano, and we'll just do it a little bit on either side of velocity and of timing. I'm going to try putting the sustain pedal on across this whole thing. See what that's like. If you don't have a sustain pedal, oh man, the time is now. It's life-changing, actually. If you're not a piano player and you're not used to it, like, do yourself a favor, get a sustain pedal. It makes a huge, huge difference. Are these even being sustained? Oh yeah, they're... I feel like the harp is still like, sounds like it's just being plucked so hard. Yeah, powerful harp. So this is kind of the name of the game, working with, you know, within the limitations of an instrument and trying to think, what's the way I can squeeze the best possible sound out of this thing? What are its best characteristics and how can I exaggerate them? And what are its downfalls and can I mitigate them in any way? It needs much more attention still, but I'm just gonna move on for now because I'll be here forever trying to make it happen. Jeez, damn. So the next thing I wanted to try was grabbing the piano and at least just trying to get some 16th notes in there, and I'm not, or 16th notes in this case, yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to sound. We're just going to try it. And I'm going to take the whole thing and put it down an octave and shift it over 1/16. So we get like this. I must have misplaced that note. There we go. Sorry, I need to just get this. So it's kind of like a delay, of course, but it's actually being played, and the delay is an octave lower than the original. And then this is going to be piano. Then we can get, oh man, I should have made way more of these presences. Wow, we're gonna need so many. So many presents. Christmas is coming, I guess. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna use this to do the Celeste. The Celeste percussion. They don't consider it that. They consider it what? Do they have it? Where would they put it? Ah, they got one of these versions. Sure. Let's try that, and oof, that's great. Yes. Why can't I drag these sends over? That's confusing me. Yeah. Oh man. Damn. This thing is really rough. Okay. Wow, and I can't even go any higher. I guess not, eh? Okay, we're just going to do that for now. Oops. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to try to use that little whatever tool, this thing, where you can draw over it and then squeeze it. And maybe I can even, and that's probably, in this case, because I'm not bending any corners, not going to benefit me more than, oh, I'm pulling the wrong one down. Damn. This is the one. It's just so aggressive. It's all so aggressive. Do I have this note wrong? No. Okay, so we're going to turn the whole thing down too, the whole instrument down. Okay. So we're going to load this loop up a little bit, and then we can start like expanding some things out. So the next thing that I'm hearing is something here. Yeah. Kyrian, oh, B flat. Oh yeah, I have to change these. Nah, okay, we'll write the part first. Okay, let's go with that. Let's just write it in first. Okay. Oh, I see what I was doing there. I was like holding them over each other. Fine. So we need to go back and refine this instrument to be like we made the cello, because it's not going to play right at the moment unless we fix this. We'll just get this like in a very perfect state, so to speak, ultra perfect, because we're going to mess with it in a minute. And then let's just copy, how do we do that? Oh yeah, so we're switching this, mod wheel switch with expression, and we're going like this. And then we also said mod wheel controls the amp level fully. And in the cello, or no, in the bass, we turned it down by 27 dB. Wow. So there. There we go. Okay, so now we can just set a velocity for this. Oops, that's not a velocity, that's a note. Oh yeah, these guys need to hold over each other to trigger the legato effect, I hope. Yeah. Some notes are louder than others. What's controlling that volume? Why does that one go so quiet? Damn, this is going to be interesting. So probably I'm just going to have to make a kind of custom, whatever it is, modulation curve. I'm hoping I can do it in like a brute force way like this. It's going to look stupid, but maybe it will work. I don't know, or at least a starting point. So if the first one is decent, the second one gets way too loud. Yeah, I've turned the velocity off. Or no, I didn't turn the velocity off. Wow, stranger, you got it. I turned the velocity off in the bass and I didn't do it here. Thank you. That is, wow, you just saved me so much effort. That's awesome. Do you know if they fixed the MIDI quantize yet? In what way? What's wrong with the MIDI quantize? And someone else earlier, Steel Toe, was asking, I don't know if they're here still, but they're asking about the MIDI notes. I think if you just zoom them in wider, you see them, right? Like if you go wide, or wide, taller, I should say. Okay, so now, wow, stranger, lifesaver. Still, wow, it's definitely not great samples, but we're gonna make it work. Underneath you, okay, we need the violin to be the same, so we'll just quickly do that. Mod A, we'll switch these. Expression and mod wheel, you're full, and you are mod wheel doing just the amp. And then the velocity's off. Great. What I'm going to do is actually just get rid of this instrument and duplicate this one and rename it. Save the stream. Sup, main? Sup? Do I know you? Hip hop happens. Hip hop happens. Are you Rishi? Studio in one struggle with MIDI issues for a long time. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have many MIDI issues with it, but I don't doubt that you do. I just don't know what they are or what you mean exactly, which issues you're having. What are your issues, man? So why don't we get the cello to play? She sounds nicer in that range. Oh, we haven't done the cello yet, right? Cello too. Mod A. This is full. This is mod wheel. And mod wheel controls the amp. And the velocity's gone. Oh my God. Sorry. I gotta turn the volume down. Minus 27. This one too. I should just like make a pack of these at some point, like a free pack of just the optimized Studio One instruments. I mean, who can say they're optimized? Only optimized for me, really. But maybe they would be useful to somebody else too. Okay. Sometimes the vibrato sounds like it's getting triggered, or maybe that's just baked into the sample. I can't tell. Right? There's a vibrato on that note for sure. That one too. Max the Builder fixing Studio One. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get them to actually play issues with MIDI input, like playing drums. You mean like a MIDI drum kit? Or on a pad or something? Okay, we're going to change these notes to harmonize. Again, we're thinking about B flat Lydian. I'm going to play these in sixths, like this. Yeah, in sixth. You like that one, sweetie. I like that too. What am I doing? I am trying to make an orchestral sort of thing using just stock instruments in Studio One. That is what I'm currently doing. Those notes at the end just sound terrible. Hey, yeah. That's what like bad strings sound like. When the things don't, hey, the question got answered right in the chat. That's sick. Okay. So when you have a rough set of strings, like a rough set of strings, when you have poorly programmed strings, you can't get smooth connections between notes, and so you get this sucking. Yeah. Every note is like, you can't chain them smooth together. That's the issue we're having, and we're hearing right here. We can just listen to it together. It's not the worst, but you can, the onsets, yeah, like that wouldn't happen normally. You'd be so much smoother. Maybe what we'll do even would be cool is like make this in Studio One with all the stock stuff, all stock Studio One stuff, and then do another version of it with like the Pro plugins and see what the difference is. I've never actually done that before. That'd be kind of fun. Can you negative delay? Thomas, man, you're on it all the time. I was already planning on doing that, but now that you mention it, it's time to do it right now. The negative delay is going to apply to the whole track, of course. for anyone that doesn't know, you can put this delay here and make it negative, so it puts the starts earlier. The starts of the notes are actually earlier, even though they're quantized for you. For me, I can see them quantized, but they will actually begin earlier. And so this fade in of the strings will at least be more on time. Even if the sucking motion is still happening, the sucking ends on time or whatever. Ends at the right time. So we can try, I don't know, let's try this. I'm just gonna solo the cello and put in, let's just hear it first. It's not actually so bad. Let's bring it back just like... That one is very slow. Those are, yeah. Yeah, it varies quite a lot. Yeah, and those ones at the end are pretty much on time. Okay, let's just do that for both then. We'll put both at delay of -5. You don't use MIDI keyboard to play the music. Do you think using piano roll is easy as using MIDI? I do use the MIDI keyboard actually most of the time. In this case, I'm half doing it, half not. And if I was gonna like really spend a long time, like, I don't know, for a job or for my own kind of composition for a serious song. I'm serious about this song, but if you know what I mean, like not on a stream, and I was gonna take a long time, I would be playing every part, making sure, but I have to play it a lot of times, right, to get it right. It's tough to play with the delay and trying to get the instruments to be right. So yeah, I gotta use some tricks to speed it up, unfortunately. Okay, so let's hear this. Man. The notes are pretty, but the sound is not. So let's see if we can, what should we do? Let's first just bring the modulation down. It's already so low. Damn. Every time I hear that. Let's just get some more notes in and we can worry about like the fixing and mixing later. We'll just maybe make some more sounds here. All right, so this is gonna be our kind of like intro, you could say. Let's try out a few more convolution presets. This one is not so bad, but we could also find probably something even better. Scoring stage. Sounds pretty appropriate. Oh my god, my mix is not that's... Goddamn. That's the whole problem. Okay, we're gonna have this go for twice this length, using all these presence things all in a row. It's like, wow, they're all the same color, the way I colored it like that. It doesn't usually happen when I'm making stuff, so it ended up looking actually pretty ugly with all this. I don't mind the color, but just too much of it. Too much of that color. Okay, so We're gonna go twice and we're gonna change. Let's just see here. Actually, we're gonna spread out a little bit first. Let's spread out even 4 bars, and let's bring in, we can actually connect all of you and bring in the bass. Bring in the bass. Is that even a thing? Okay, so here we're going to fade the bass in by reaching the velocity, the mod wheel position that we got to in the beginning, and it's gonna not work at all. There we go. Actually, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. So our intro is not gonna be the cello. The intro. Do we need to spend very long hours to create a good music, or we can prepare ourselves beforehand about the melody chords and sit and start working on a dot to make things faster? Everything that you know more about music, both in theory and in production skills, makes things faster. That's the whole point, actually, of theory and of practicing production skills, is to get more faster, to be quicker, to be more efficient. That's the thing. I'm in B flat Lydian. So yes, absolutely. Like, as much time as you feel capable of devoting to it, if you find it fun, do it, because you get so much faster. I know that it kind of sucks. It sucked for me in the beginning because it's just so hard to make stuff sound good. Production is hard. It's just super hard. There's like 3 full mountains that you have to climb of technology, learning like how to use the program and digital audio and maybe microphones and all that kind of stuff. Then there's music. You have to learn like notes and rhythms and bass lines and chords and melodies, and if you want to, study as much of that as you want. And you got to know mixing if you're not going to pay someone else to do it, right? Like me, I'm not a big fan of mixing in general, but I'm not going to pay somebody to do it, so I've got to learn. That's like huge. There's so much stuff to learn there. It's mind-blowing. So I remember being quite frustrated at certain points in the beginning, but also I think I was frustrated because I was just, as always, trying to be perfectionist and really want to like do the best possible thing, and then being upset that it wasn't like amazing. But it just comes. It comes with time, and it comes with loving the thing. Multiple learning curves. Yeah, exactly. Have you previewed the Persona Symphonic Orchestra? Is it worth 95? I have not actually, but someone on here did mention it earlier, and I wonder what their thoughts are on it. I actually don't know. I'm very curious too to hear what it's like. Okay, so we're gonna work out this intro in a minute. Just gonna think about this here first. Okay, so we're gonna bring in the second violin here now, and let's see what he's gonna do. Is it a he? Is this violin a he? I don't know. So. Sorry guys, I'll answer your question in just one sec. I need to just get this down. Oh man, it'd be so much better with a glissando. Jeez. But whatever. That did not go very well. Let's try to play that again. Let me read your question here for a sec. It's okay, nothing amazing. In your experience, do you think about Studio One, especially version 5? What do you think about Studio One, especially compared to other DAW? Do you think everything for us for even mixing and mastering? I think so. I actually love Studio One. Now, of course, I do have other plugins and I do have other instruments and stuff that I'm using normally. But in the beginning, I was just using all the stock stuff and already I was making great stuff. This is an experiment now to see, can you make great orchestral stuff with it? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced one way or the other just yet, but that's fine. We're going to see. I do love Studio One altogether though. It's just, I've used so many DAWs over the years and I'm actually like super stoked on this one and can't see myself switching anytime soon. For mixing and mastering, it's, not a problem at all. It's totally fine. It's not Spitfire, but decent sounding for the money. You could use what you have there and then go to the 5 sus, then to that one. You mean like in the next section, go to a 5 sus chord and then come back? And your video on setting up templates was great. Helped tremendously. Wow, that's so good to hear. I'm glad. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, so I'm glad I finally got it out. Okay. Okay, it's pretty loud. Yeah, the whole track or just this synth, or just this sound. Yeah, this sound is actually much louder than all the other sounds. Hey, that's interesting that the violin is even louder. This sound gets loud. What are the skills we need to become a good composer in any genre? You mean be able to compose in all genres or in any specific genre? Mainly it is love music. That's the most important thing. If you really, really love music and you do it a lot, you will get good at it. That's honestly the most important thing, but specifically study harmony, study melody, the relationship between scales and chords and bass lines. That's super, super important to understand how bass lines interface with chords and how chords interface with melodies. There's so much you can do when you understand the relationships, and many sounds that were a mystery before become totally possible without actually needing to put in much effort. Before I was studying in an intense way earlier in my life, I had such a hard time. I would hear music in my mind, but then trying to get those sounds out, trying to get a chord that I could hear in my mind into the thing, was just not happening. Now, I came from the bottom of the barrel as far as ears go, as far as like having natural like a musical ear for like being able to sing pitches and know what they are and all that. Like I could not do it at all. So that's something I have spent a lot of time on. So ear training is huge for me. Ear training and then studying harmony, melody, and bass. Rhythm maybe is natural to you, maybe it's not, depends. And then just listening to so much music and really listening openly and deeply to what you hear. And if anything grabs you, grabs your heart and makes you feel like, oh, I love that. That means it has something for you in it, and it's worth your time to play, to study, to learn how to play it, to look at the chords, to understand what makes it tick. Then when it comes to writing your own music, you can really go for it. You can really hear the sounds in your mind and make them happen, as opposed to kind of like hoping you're going to find them grabbing. That's kind of my experience anyway. Thank you, Shamkar. I do have a course on Udemy for anyone who's interested about theory and composition. It's called Musical Warp Drive, and it's in the description of this video here. Trying to get the performance decent. It's tough though with this thing. It's tough to do. Okay, let's give it a shot. Yeah, I will be definitely manipulating the automation a lot. I'm just trying to get it as perfect as possible first so I can kind of see where I want to go with it. Sorry, I missed some messages there. Do we need to be a good piano player to become a composer? It depends on what you mean by good. I don't know if I'm a good piano player. Okay, I would say that. I'm an okay piano player. And I get by just fine. What you need to have is what my teacher would call, composer's piano. It doesn't mean you're going to perform anything. You don't need to be able to play any pieces or have any like real chops to be like amazing, like to actually like, I don't have much left and right hand independence myself, but I can see. That's what's most important to me. I can see the instrument, and if I think of a chord or a melody or a scale or whatever, I know how to play it right away without having to think about it. That for me is the most important thing I've ever learned on the piano. When I'm jamming with people outside of composing, of course, it's cool to play rhythms and like solo and stuff, but only at that situation do I do that. When I'm here, I'm just playing gently, softly, usually arrhythmically, unless I'm playing like a hip beat or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, it's just composer's piano. I can see chords and scales. That's basically it, which is in the course, believe it or not. Okay, so. I think my second time around was much better. This doesn't need to get so high. Let's just do it like this and round it. That's so cool. Hey, I love that. Just in Studio One, being able to round everything. And where I was coming from, that was not happening. That one note stands out so much. Oh, I forgot to read the rest of the comments. Sorry. Sounding beautiful, BB. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I like it too. Thanks, Max, for your recent course on managing and making drum beats. It's been tremendously helpful. Oh, that's great to hear, Eddie. There's more coming too in that series. I got a lot to say about it. Damn. And yes, one can get a very professional sound from Studio One when used properly. Play the part, then draw your. Oh yeah, I read that part. But yes, totally, I agree. So this whole thing is just getting way too hot up here in general. This needs to fall off pretty quickly. Let's do like this and bend it. And let's just fix this one while we're at it. This is definitely not something I've ever done on a stream before, like fiddle with the most nitty-gritty MIDI, nitty-gritty MIDI data. There's my next t-shirt. I don't have any t-shirts, but if I ever get one, maybe that's a good one. I don't think I would ever wear that though. Okay, so this is going to come down. I'm just trying to think gesturally in my mind. That's all that's happening right now, is just thinking, what would a violin player do here? How would they play it? How pretty would that be? Can I do that? No. This needs to be much more, maybe like this. This needs to be not nearly as high. That's a great idea, Thomas. What's the fastest way to do that? Like, do you do it to the whole thing or just to individual little parts? What's the way that you do it? I like the, oh yeah, I just read that. I like the automation reduction level. A violinist would accent that like button and legato the subscribe button. Wow, thank you, Chris. That's so funny. You should get some merch. We'll see. Maybe one day. Maybe for my 10,000 subscriber celebration, I'll get a t-shirt. And then we can all just like be super cool together. Or I'll get one just for myself and wear it on the stream. Options, there's a percentage you can change to add, remove nodes. Ah. That is so cool. I didn't know that. In where? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by options exactly. Or do you mean literally this in here? Studio One options, yeah. In here. You're saying that you can go to what? MIDI in here? No. This is probably going to be like too in-depth for me to do right now, but maybe not. Reduction level. This is what you're talking about. Reduction level. This is reducing the amount of nodes that get created when I don't quite understand what you mean. How does it work? I'm sorry to ask you over text. I know that sucks. It's so much to write out. I'll probably have to leave it for now because I'm a noob when it comes to that in here. So these need to be touching each other. And then this is going to come right down. Longer. I wasn't gonna repeat this twice, was I? I had a different version I was doing too there. Goddamn. Okay, we'll figure it out. What's it sound like with the cello or the bass off? Metropolis, Arc 1, or Nucleus? Which one do you guys think is better? Metropolis, Arc 1, or Nucleus? I have no idea what you're even talking about. Is that a game? Is that a music thing? Ugh, that one's not very good. How'd that happen? Oh, they're orchestral libraries. I've never heard of either one. But I'm not in the market these days, so I'm probably out of the loop. Okay, cool. So, I wonder, it's an interesting idea here. If we were to take this and put it here and use the last line and come in from like 0. That's great. That's basically my purpose in life, I think, is to get people jazzed on harmonies. If you guys end up harmonizing stuff, like, my job has been done. So we're just going to harmonize this, actually, in 4 parts, perhaps. We're going to see you here. Wow, so much louder. Okay, so I'm going to actually get rid of the violin. The viola is going to play that little melody, and then the cello, why are these things? Oh yeah, because I copied them, obviously. Okay, and then the cello is going to play a harmony line. And all we need to know, really, is what last voicing are we going to end up on. And so I can describe a piano for that. Okay. So it's going to be, I mean, we can see what the voicing is, like the actual final voicing is going to be, okay, get out of here, this. It's going to be B flat up to F up to D, just a spread triad like that. About the reduction level, lowering the percentage adds more nodes and there is less auto smoothing. Adds more nodes and there's less auto smoothing out of the automation. Oh, that's really interesting. I should actually look into that. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to get, that's the chord we're going to end up on. So we need to just think, how are we going to get there? And the previous chord, so to speak, is going to have this as its top note, right? Because we're going to have this melody come down. Wow, it's just so loud. Let's see. I can use that thingy, right? And we can just like squish this. Oh, that squishes in both directions. And so does that. So does that. There we go. Okay, that's not doing anything. Damn. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's do you. Oops. We're going to pull you down. And then we're going to do you and pull you down. So since the bass can't go very high, we're going to think about it in, we're probably going to go for a 10th in between the bass and the melody note, just because that's what we're going to end up on, and it might be kind of nice to do that. So we're going to finish on, this will be interesting. Let's try. Whoa, wrong notes. Actually, we're going to have less notes in here. As weird as that sounds right now, we're going to see what we can do with the viola in there. Or sorry, the cello. Cello. What did I just change the cello notes? What is happening here? Oh, I changed both at once. Interesting. There we go. So we've got, actually this is now not going to work. We need to bring this down. Oh, I see. And then this, I didn't compress this. Let's just grab you. Doop, doop. Nice. What's going on here? Why am I hearing? I might just copy this down again. Jeez, figure it out, man. Okay, so up top, let's grab the piano sound now. And we're going to end on this, and we're going to grab potentially a... That might be our last voicing. And the first... of course. Yeah, now we're getting it. So how did I have that? It might need to just be cello. Yeah, we'll see if this down an octave like this, if this actually works. So back to the piano. Okay, the bass can just straight walk the whole thing, and then the middle line. Yeah, I like that. So am I on the right track? I'm on the cello. You're going to be starting on F. This is so high up for the cello. I'm going to have to see what octaves these are playing in here. So how did that go? I just can't keep this straight right now. Just like this. here, you're here, and you're going to be here. I would like the bass to actually be up an octave above where it is, and it's not going to reach. There's no samples for those notes, so we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're going to move these to the next instrument up, and the bass is going to be actually the cello now. And then we're going to shift this up. Yes. This viola gets so loud. Maybe it's all of these ones, right? I had to turn down one of the violins. How much did I turn it down to? It was violin 2 I was using. Minus 36. Jeez. Minus 36. And minus 36. So many idiosyncrasies between all the instruments. It's interesting to work with. There we go. And then this can actually extend into here and just hit the fifth like it sounds like it's supposed to. Be a good little violin. Do what you're told. Okay, and we have one other opportunity here, is to bring the bass in on that open space right there. Let's see if it will work. Could just be a little bit abrasive. Modulation, fade in from nothing. Movement of a ninth like that, that's kind of a massive leap, but it is kind of a cool sound too. Can't even sing that low. And try a few other options too, potentially a G. Potentially an E. That's kind of cool. Sharp 4. Sharp 4. It's a tritone movement between the bass, the E down to the B flat. Can't hit that note. I like the G, Nick. I like the G too. It's a sixth. It's very pretty. Let's bring this out a little bit. Yeah, actually the G sounds amazing. Potentially the cello could also change at that moment. We're gonna have to link this up just so we can see it, the overlaps. Okay, this could... We could stick one more note in here. I don't know if I'm gonna dig that, but... It's kind of nice. And you. It'll do for now. And I wonder about muting these guys the first time around. The reverb still needs work. Potentially even muting this guy. Yeah, give it a chance to build for sure. Let's bring the volume of this cello like way down. Now with the things exposed like that, they need much more. Ah, jeez. This shouldn't be coming in yet. And these are now getting like, yeah, pretty low down in velocity. But yeah, no, they need to be like that. It'd be important to go through here and get some velocity changes for sure within this line. For now, we're just going to leave it. And then let's do this. We're going to duplicate these guys out, and let's do some muting of some notes. Like if we add you and you into here. Sorry, I just need to concentrate for a sec. Damn. Ah. Okay, and then these notes need a build in to themselves, so we can take you out of here and too late. I'm out. Have a great night. Excited to see those track goes. Just getting some Scandi Noir vibes at the beginning. Now fantasy forward. Awesome job on these presents and instruments. Thanks, Thomas. That's great. It's nice to have you here as always. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I'm going to be calling it in actually like 2 or 3 minutes here myself. Okay, let's just pull this over. And, right, these are all attached now. So can we just do this? Yes. Not fully satisfied with that, but I'm going to stick with it for now. Let's see here. Whoa, I'm hearing some crazy melodies. like that. I'm gonna maybe try to put that real soft in there. Thanks, sweetie. We could do... Yeah, it is pretty. These guys are too rushed at the beginning now for all this prettiness. So much volume balancing needed with this delicate stuff. This violin is just not doing it for me. Too like Disney movie with that. Fly up into the sky sort of Superman stuff. It's a very tight harp. Are you saying like the sound of it? Or are you saying like as in the word meaning cool or hip, it's tight? Yeah, hard. Exactly. I was having problems with that since the beginning. And I am going to put some synths in this at some point too. Not like loud synths, but like some soft stuff in the background, because I don't know, I just want to hear it with the crystal buildings. I think it's this Celeste also that's like super loud. Anytime, look at the velocities, they're so tiny, and yet every time it sounds like bang. Only got one sample, I guess, right? Per thing. You know what we could even try to do is take away the attack. Might work. It's kind of cool. Right? Still. So yeah, we're gonna figure this out probably next time, and then here we're gonna have a transition at the end of this thing is gonna build into like this whole section here in my mind is like you're not even in this crystal cloud city yet. You're like on your way up or something, you know, you're going through the clouds on some like heavenly elevator, and we're gonna get there and it's gonna go wah, and we're gonna say wow. And at that point we're gonna change chords and all sorts of, I actually don't know what's gonna happen. This is gonna be cool. That's my plan. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there for now. It was a blast to be with everybody today. Thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you to everyone in the future who checks this out. I hope it was useful for you. You can always chat with me on Discord, which is in the description below. And you can find the link there. It's a place to talk about music and production. I've got a course, as I mentioned, called Musical Warp Drive. That's in the description as well if you want to learn some theory and composition stuff. And otherwise, yeah, I've got some new videos coming out very soon on all sorts of production topics and whatever. Fun stuff. This has been fun and soothing. Thank you, BB, and everyone. Yeah, I can't wait to go wow, for sure. Great. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support. It's wonderful. Out with the dog now. That's amazing. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to be back on next Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for the next stream. Not in this series, but in my completely opposite series. Oh my God, it's as far away from this as you can possibly get. So if you want to see that, just check out the previous stream on my channel. It's like super insane jazz beat stuff. So we're going polar opposites, I guess. I kind of needed that, I think. I feel like it's nice to do the really pretty non-rhythmic stuff for a little bit too. I really like it. And thank you, Stranger, for the inspiration. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon.